Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our third episode of Zombicide Green Horde, the Barbarians, where we are playing a set of barbarian characters that are trying to accomplish the first mission. This is the tutorial mission called Evil Shrine, and this is Doug, but you probably already knew that, and we're going to get right into it. I don't have any corrections from the last episode, though I do know that we're in a bit of trouble. Apparently when our barbarian crew arrived at the little shrine village, they had been drinking because they seemed to be unable to hit anything in the last episode. I was rolling so poorly, it was pretty darn pathetic. But it's not over for us. We're still got a long way to go, and we're going to make sure that we do our best to try and win the scenario. So we're going to get started right away. We get started with our players' turns, and frankly, I think we're going to start. I think our starting player is going to be Rolf. You know, what might be best to do now, we have a couple of bad things happening. So first off, we got these guys here, these two big fatties that are going to come into the zone, and they are going to wallop on us, and they require 2 points of damage to kill. Now, the problem with that is that we have two characters that have weapons that can kill them, that are powerful enough to kill them, but they don't get a lot of attacks. We're also going to get hit with some other creatures. So we do definitely need to kill them next turn, and I don't want to keep swapping items in and out, so it's kind of a challenge. However, we do got to get Hig over here to the trebuchet so that we can start doing some real damage, maybe destroy these, maybe even kill this necromancer that's leading the charge here. That would be fantastic. So we're going to see if we can do that, and yeah, that's the way it's going to go. So let's start our turns, and I think we'll start with Hig because he's going to be the one that's easiest to deal with. So he's going to get the first player marker, and we're going to start with him. He's up there in the top left right there. So for Hig's turn, I have a couple of choices to make. Now the one thing we do know is that he's going to scramble up the embankment here. Now if you look at this, that shows that it's not a climb. He doesn't have to climb up. It's just a soft slope on the, I can't remember what the exact term is in the game rules, but basically it's just the bank there of the watery area. So he can move up there for one. That's all it takes him to get up there. Now he is there. That gives him 2 actions left. I think with his next action, he's going to blast this door open with his telekinetic blast. It automatically opens up the door, but it's noisy. I'm not too worried about that because these guys have line of sight on all of them, but not on him. So I think we're going to do that. That's going to blast the door open. Squoosh. And then put a noise token there. All right. Now, what's going to happen next is we're going to fill this room with a zombie card. Let's see what we get off the top here. 2 orc walkers. Well, that's not terrible. That's not awful. And we're also going to add an orc walker to the horde. Okay, so the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to have an orc walker and another orc walker here. Up here in the room, and then we're going to take another orc walker and it's going over into the horde. So when the horde comes out, that's going to be pretty nasty. That's not the end of Hig's turn though. Hig also gets to shoot into the room with his crossbow. It rolls 3 dice and needs a 5 to hit, so he could literally kill both of them in one shot. That would be awesome. We haven't had such good luck though, so let's give it a try. All right, Hig launches his bolts into the room to try and destroy that line of sight. Line of sight. He can see into that room. He couldn't shoot further into the room, like into the street behind it, but you can shoot into the next room when you have line of sight into a hallway space or room space like that. Anyway, what do we get? Oh, only 1. Okay, well, that's better than nothing. And that is Hig's first experience point. We also remove one of the walkers from the board, but the unfortunate part is there's another one there, which means it's going to move on him next turn. He is going to have to attack it. And that's all the actions he has. Now both his weapons are 0 to 1 range, so he's got no problem attacking it again with the crossbow. But if I had killed them all, I would have been able to fire the trebuchet next turn. So I was kind of hoping for a little luck there. Did not get it. That sucks. Okay, let's move on. Okay, next up, I think we're going to go with Sigrun. She has got her short sword and her repeating crossbow. She's not going to fire the repeating crossbow at the runner. She's just going to take a swipe at it and see if she can kill it with 1 hit, and that would be very, very helpful to us because if she can, then she can fire into this, and at least or fire on this one, and both of them actually, if she can hit it in 1 shot, and that will reduce what's coming at us. That would be really good. We'll see how that works. So the first attack is going to be with the short sword against the. Maybe I should take one of the other ones first. I'm thinking, since I doubt we're going to be moving them, I think I'm going to have Rolf go and try and kill it with the hammer. He gets 2 dice. He needs a 4+. Does 2 damage. Let's see if he can do it. No. Okay. And this is why I chose him instead, because my rolls are so poor right now. So, second attack. Okay, and then we just slaughter it. So, that killed the orc runner that is in the space with us. That gives him a second experience point. I thought he killed more than one thing, but I guess not. And then he has one more action. He really can't move or do anything. The worst he could do is rearrange his inventory, but he's not going to do that because there's no point. So I think he'll just sacrifice. I hate doing that. It's such a waste, but we're going to have to sacrifice his last action. He really can't do anything except for climb back up on the embankment, and he doesn't want to do that. And I think this one you would have to... No, I think they're both... Yeah, I think you'd have to climb up on those. We got to go that way anyway. We don't really want to go back that way or that way. We want to go this way. So that's it for Rolf's turn. That's a kind of a sucky turn. If he had gotten... Well, no, I guess about probably best we could have done at this stage. Okay, now we're going to go to Sigrun with her repeating crossbow. Okay, so she's going to get 3 dice with the repeating crossbow. Here it is. She does have a short sword in her hand, but we're not going to use that right now. It's 3 dice. We need a 5+, and it does 1 point of damage. So the first thing she's going to do is try and take that guy down. Let's see if we can get him. Almost didn't, but she does. She pops that orc walker there. That is good. We have gotten rid of another one, and that puts her up to 5 experience points. She's getting most of the experience. Then she swings around and shoots the repeating crossbow back into this crowd to see if we can take this guy. Now, if you look at priorities, the priorities list, you can see that survivors are the first priority. If we miss, what's a problem? And you got dragons, we're not worried about that. Murder of crows, not worried about that. Walkers are next, of any kind. Then you got fatties and abominations. So we can shoot into here and try and take out that walker. She's going to do that and see if we can get him. Wow, she did it. Boosh, he is gone. That is another walker down. She is at 6 experience points. She's about to level up, so we got to chill with her just a little bit. But here is these 2 guys. This one here and this one here are now gone. So that was good. That was good for her. Now, that leaves us in a pickle with Hildy because she can move in there. She's got her armor and that. She could literally move one and still get an attack, one attack on one of the fatties. But I don't think that's very useful. I don't think it's useful because if she does, she's going. If she fails, both of them are going to hit her. If she succeeds, one of them is going to hit her. Either way, she's not in the best place. So I think she is just going to stand her ground and wait. As much as I hate it, this water is, and our bad rolls have really put us in a pickle. She's going to have to wait and let them come to her a little bit. Maybe next turn we can kill them and move. But we got this big army following us, coming around the corner toward us. We're going to have to try and take them out. Yeah, this is rough, guys. It's a rough spot we've got ourselves in very quickly. But let's continue on. So that she's going to sacrifice her turn. She's not going to do anything. She's going to wait for them to come to us because it takes 2 to move through that water. So we're going to go to zombie activations. These 2 fatties move in with us. If we can move them quick, kill them quickly, we can get into here at least and get going. Then we have a... I thought that was a runner. Did I move the wrong one? I did. I think it's this guy. It's supposed to be here, right? That's definitely a runner. Yeah. So I'm going to say he's here. So he's going to move 1, 2 into that space. Then all of these will move 1 here, and this one will move there. That's it for... Oh, wait. And this guy moves into here, going after our... I don't think that was a runner. I think it was just a walker. Because the runners look like... Where are the runners? Let me show you the runners. They're littler. They're smaller. They look like that. So I think he was just a walker. So I think he's actually right there. Which is fine. That's actually better for us in some ways. And my board is not staying together. Okay, so that is going to be that. And you saw that I moved the one into Higgs space here. That leaves us open. Maybe we'll get lucky and that will be able to allow us to... I think he might step in there and destroy that. Yeah, that's what he's going to do this turn. Okay, now we're going to go on to spawning. So let's start here with our double spawn point. So the first one is going to be, let's draw, our first one's going to be 2 orc runners, and then the second one will be, it's assemble the horde, and a fatty burst, nothing because we're still in blue. Okay, so that one I'm just going to discard, but we do need to put out 2 orc runners there. Okay, so here are the 2 that go there, and then this last one is going over to the horde. per the card. You see it says assemble the Horde. So that goes there. Been getting lucky on the other stuff. Okay, now we're going over to right here. We're going to draw another one, see what we get. It is an abomination, and it is an abomination. Wow. Okay, well, because that even happens in the blue space. We do not assemble the Horde, but we do get out a big bad guy. This is really, really bad for us, guys. Well, it may not be, because he's not going to move. So I think I know what one of our characters' entire turn is going to be, depending on what happens with Rolf. Anyway, here is big bad abomination comes barreling out of there. That is just awful. Wow, what a turn of events for us, guys. We're surrounded. We're being mobbed. It's awful. And that is going to be it for the Orcs' turn. That's it. The Green Horde has done its thing. And they have sent in their big guns after us. But we have a secret weapon, don't we? We do. We're going to kill it. That is not a problem. I was hoping to save the Dragon Bile and that, because we don't have any other 3-point weapons other than the Trebuchet. I'm not ready to use the Trebuchet on it yet, because Hig won't be able to. He's got an orc in his face. So let's start with Hig. Let's see what we can do there. So here's Hig. He's facing off against that guy right there. He's got his telekinetic blast or repeating crossbow. He might as well do the repeating crossbow and just fire into it. He's going to take that shot. Let's do it. Lone Wolf Hig. Let's see if he can get it done. 3 attacks with this thing. And, oh, he kills it. Yes, splatter. He kills the Orc Walker that's there with him. That is fantastic. Which means that he is going to get his 2nd experience point. And then that is 1 action. So his 2nd action. Oh, and I forgot to take this noise token off the board. It doesn't really matter right now. His 2nd action, he's going to pop into here. And for his 3rd action, oh, look, it's the green one. Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. He activated that, got the green one, and as a result, destroyed this spawn point, which is what we need to do for the scenario. That means the last thing that's coming out of that space is going to be that abomination. Good job, Hig. But that was his 3 actions. Okay, I'm going to double check that on the scenario. I do believe picking those up in this scenario is an action. It usually is. I'm just going to double check, because I lean on the old rules quite a bit. Let's see, I believe it says as an action, destroying the corrupted shrines, any siege weapon like the trebuchet can be used on the target. That's the red target. The blue spawn zone is removed as soon as the blue objective is taken. Objectives, yeah, ventured weights. To do so, destroy all 5 spawn blows. Yeah, I'm going to assume that requires a, an action. Anyway, so he did his service for us and got rid of that spawn point. Now he's in the clear to go back and just start using the trebuchet and try and destroy this area right here. All right, next up, I think we are going to go with Hildy will be next. Now that's important, because Hildy is going to, just messing up all my stuff here. Hildy is going to be using a special weapon, and we're going to see how that works. First things first, Hildy has the Dragon Bile in hand already, so she's going to huck it. It says spend an action. Discard the Dragon Bile from hand. Put a Dragon Bile token on a range 0 or 1. We're going to do that. So this gets discarded. And the Dragon Bile goes right here on top of the Abomination. Okay, let me show you that. So right here on the Abomination. The next thing she's going to do is spend her next action to equip the Torch. Now she could be using that to draw 2 cards when searching, but we're not. We're using it for this. And then it says spend an action to discard the Torch. So she equips it. That's action number 2. Action number 3, she throws it into the Dragon Bile, which automatically does enough to kill a Abomination. So the Abomination goes up in flames with the Dragon Bile. Whoosh! It is gone. Quickly destroyed and dispatched. We got lucky and we're ready to go there. Now, killing an Abomination gives her 5 experience points, which puts her unfortunately right at 6. Now the reason I say unfortunately, because that ends her turn. That's all she can do. So we're completely reliant on Rolf to kill both of those fatties without taking any damage, because the only other person there, Sigrun, cannot do it. She's got her short sword and her repeating crossbow. Neither of them can do enough damage to the fatties. So good job, Hildy. We got it, and now we're going to continue on. Hild. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. It's probably Hildy. I think it's Hildy. Anyway, let's move on. Great destruction of the Abomination. We're finally getting some things going for us here. Next up, we're going to have Rolf. He is going to attack the two fatties in the space while Hildy was trying to prepare and get her stuff done and destroy the Abomination. So let's go take his dice. Now remember, he's got the hammer. It rolls 2 dice. He needs a 4+ to kill these guys. Let's hope he gets lucky. He's got 3 actions to do it in. Okay, come on, Rolf. Dwarven hammer. Let's do it. No, that's 1 action down. No deaths. Second action, got both of them. Okay, well, made up for it. So his hammer does its thing. Takes down both the fatties. That gives him 2 experience points. That puts him up to 4. And he's still got 1 action left, but not really anything he can do with it of any value. He'll just keep his hammer going, and we'll call it a day with the hammer. Yeah, we're getting pretty lucky with that turn. This round has been a turnaround for us. That is good. Okay, so Rolf has 1 more action. I could swap out his short sword and curved dagger to give him a whole bunch of attacks with some regular walkers, but there are still a couple of fatties coming up on him. So I think we'll just keep it the way it is. The hammer served him well this time. Okay, the last but not least, we have Sigrun. Okay, for her first action, she is going to use her repeating crossbow to kill this walker that's just come into that space. And hopefully she gets that done. Let's roll and see. Remember, she's got a 0 to 1 range with the repeating crossbow. Wow, she easily takes it out. That puts her at 7. We are now in the yellow zone, unfortunately. That's good and bad for us. It does mean that, just as an example, we will be drawing from here now, which means there's a greater chance of more abominations and weird stuff coming out. But she also gets another action. So she still has 3 full actions. Now, she did kill an orc in another space. I want to see if the hit and run it only affects things in her space. If it doesn't, the survivor can use this skill for free just after they resolve or ranged action resulting in at least 1 zombie kill. They can then resolve a free move action. Okay, well, so it takes 2 moves. She still has 3 actions currently. Okay, here she is. Takes 2 to move to there. That would still leave her with 1 action. But remember, she's got a free move action. So that's why she still has 3. So she still has 1. She's going to fire the crossbow into here. I think the Necromancer is the last on the targeting list, so she can't kill him, but she can kill the walker at least and see if we can get him slowed down a little bit with the crossbow. We're just thinning him out and continuing to move. We know that nothing's coming behind us anymore, so we got to keep moving, and that is going to be good. Or she could not do that and let them come to her. No, we're fine. We're fine, because we want to get our guy Hig on this spot right here. So she's going to shoot her crossbow 1 last time to try and kill that walker, and she succeeds. So that ends this walker right here. He is gone. That puts her up to 8 experience points. She is actually the most experienced person on the board. Good job, Sigrun. Now, the crossbow actually isn't doing too badly for her. However, her next thing is to get a free move action. So she becomes quite mobile, and it's really not a bad thing to have her with that repeating crossbow. It's not bad at all. It's worked out pretty well. But she is the last of our characters to go. Everybody's done very valuable things this turn. We destroyed an abomination. That's crazy, right? In the very first scenario, instead of having to run for it. Usually I have to run all over the board to get away from abominations. Okay, but let's keep going. Let's continue on with our orc turn now. Now we're going on to the zombie phase. So we have some movement, so we know what's going to happen here. This is going to happen. Then this guy's going to move here. These 2 are going to run into here. That's it. That's all that happens. Now, we just have 2 spawns. They're both going to happen right here. Because unfortunately, that Necromancer is still alive. So we're going to get the spawn deck out. I'll give it a nice cut. It wasn't a very good cut. Anyway, that'll work. Okay. And what do we get? We get... we're in the yellow zone. So we're... Oh. Really? An orc abomination, guys. But no horde. So, right after we do in the big baddie, another one comes down. Now we're really going to have to rely on Hig getting to that trebuchet. Unfortunately for him, though, he won't be able to use it because he needs 3 actions. So we'll have to use it after it moves into the water. So that is the first of our card. And it does say assemble the horde, but you notice there's nothing to assemble when we pull a abomination. The next card will be what? 3 orc runners and 1 going into the horde. Okay, well, That's not great. Let me see. I think I have one here. I'm going to have to grab a couple more. Well, okay, guys. Here we go. There's the 3 that go there and the 1 that goes over into the Horde. The Horde's getting quite large now. And that puts this card away. Oh, man. That really kind of bites. At least it's going to move next turn. Not this turn. Alright, well, we're back around to our characters' turns again. Let's see what we can accomplish here. We know that we have to kill the fatty first, so here's what's going to happen. I think this turn, this time around, we're going to start with Rolf. He is going to be our first player, and he, with his big old plate armor, is going to move and then try and kill the fatty. He's only going to have 1 swing to do it in, though, so let's check it out. Okay, here comes Rolf. He moves 1. That takes 2 because we're in that water space. Remember, moving through here is very, very slow. And then he's going to take his hammer and he's going to try and kill the fatty that's there. Now remember, the targeting priority only matters when you're doing ranged. When you're in the space with him, you can attack any figure you want. Alright, well, we're going to leave this 3 behind. We're going to take these 2. He's got 1 action to try and bring down the fatty. He succeeds. He needed a 4, so the fatty is dead. That puts another 1 out of play and puts him up to 5 experience points. Rolf is slowly but surely working his way up the chain there to get his next action. And that is going to be the end of his turn because that's all he's capable of doing. And then next up, I think we're going to have Horde go. She's going to... she just has her North Sword and North Shield. She's going to move in and attack. Okay, so Horde comes in and she's going to swing her North Sword. It's only 1 die. She may not make it. And it's only the only action she's going to get, but if she gets 1 more experience point, she gets another action. Okay, so let's hope she makes it. She has to roll a 4 or better. Oh, 1. She missed. So she steps in, swings with the big North Sword, and misses the Orc Necromancer. I want to kill him this turn. He must die. He must die. So, I think it's in... So, next up we're going to have Sigrun. Sigrun is going to make an attempt to kill the Orc. She's already in space. So she's now, and remember, she's got 4 actions. So for her first action, she's going to swing with the short sword, see if she can take out the Necromancer. No. So for her second action, she's doing it again. No. For her third action, she'll do it again. Yes. So it took her 3 actions to kill the Necromancer. Well worth it. Unfortunately, our rolls are terrible. That does put her up to 9 experience points. She's got 1 action left. Remember, she's got 4. So with that, she levels the crossbow, shoots it into here. She's trying to get these 2. Oh man, I just realized the problem I gave myself. She's going to try and kill these 2 runners. She's got 3 shots. She's got to roll 5. Let's see what she gets. She got 1 of them. That's good. Okay, so 1 of the runners is gone. That puts her up to 10 experience points. So Sigrun still is holding true. I wish she had done a little better on the rolls, but at least there is that. And then last up we have Hig. Hig, all he really gets to do this turn is move here and start to move the trebuchet where he wants it to point. No, I'm just using that thematically. He just burns his other 2 actions. He really can't do anything but move there and get ready to set up because he's going to try and kill this thing. Try being the word of the day. Okay, now we're going to do zombie activation. That's the end of the player's turn. So now we're going to move to the zombies and do the zombie activations. Okay, first thing that happens is Fatty will move into here. The runner will move into here and then get his second action. Remember, they activate once but get 2 actions. We're going to put it on Rolf, who should be able to block it with his plate armor. Come on, Rolf. 5. He did. Okay. Finally, his plate armor blocked the damage. He took no damage from the runner. That was actually really helpful. And just in case, just for a refresher, he is wearing plate armor, which allows him to put 3 on a 3 or plus, avoid the damage. So he did succeed avoiding the damage on that attack. All right, next up, we're going to have him move here. This walker will move here, and these 2 will move here. We also get to get rid of this last necromancer spawn space. So only 1 spawn's going to come out of here. That is awesome. But we're not exactly... We got some trouble going on here. We got some trouble. Now we can get out now. We have accomplished the mission. What we need to do is get in here, get up on here, and open up these doors. I think the only way that's going to happen with any realism is that Hig destroys the space, the spawn point there with the trebuchet. And that's the only way he can destroy that shrine. So he's first going to have to try and bring down the big baddie, the abomination. He's going to have to do that because we do not have another thing of bile and torch to kill it with. So we have no weapons that can kill that abomination at this point, and it is staring us down right there. All right, and that is going to be the end of the phase for the orcs. We are done right there, and I'm thinking that was a good full episode. So we're going to stop right there. It's quite active. A lot happened during that episode. We were able to get some objectives done. We're closing in. We're in a little bit of jeopardy still. There's some risk, but we managed to clean up our act there and get our act together. The barbarians sobered up a bit, knowing they were in trouble, and started to act accordingly. Good job, barbarians. Sigrun, Hig, Rolf, and Hildy are trying to make their way now to the exit. We have to destroy this first, though, and then we have to also have to destroy this guy, and that's going to be up to the trebuchet. There's no other way to do it. If the trebuchet can't, we're going to have him go first, because if the trebuchet can't kill him, we may have to run in circles to get back to that spot. It's crazy, but that may be what we have to do. We'll see. We'll see, because we're in this water, and it's slowing us down, but not slowing them down, so that's pretty rough. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the subscriptions. Please, by all means, subscribe and like the channel. I really appreciate it. I'm getting really close to a milestone with my subscriptions, so please do that. Also, if you feel so inclined, go to visit me, Doug Herring, on Patreon and become one of my patrons. I appreciate that too. Thanks, and I'll talk to you in the next episode. Take care.